Are we ready to meditate with Corey? I don't know whether you can hear that, but it's raining outside. Big, heavy drops of rain. Rain is part of our story tonight. Henry the pug loved it when it rained, and especially when it snowed. Now let me tell you all about Henry, but first of all, let's get comfy in bed. Make sure that you're laying as still as you can. The lights are just right, and your room's all cozy and warm and perfect. Henry luckily lived in England. England's weather is not so great. For those of you that live in England, you will know this. It can rain a lot. And then sometimes in the winter, you get snow too. This was actually perfect for Henry, because Henry wasn't just an ordinary pug. Henry was a pug that liked to dance. But his favorite time to dance was dancing in the rain and ice skating in the snow. Now you wouldn't think this from a pug, would you? Pugs are tiny little dogs. They don't look like they could dance. They especially don't look like they could ice skate. But Henry's passion was ice skating. When he went to sleep, he dreamed of being a champion ice skater. Luckily, he had a very nice owner, Mr. Bill. And Mr. Bill and Henry had been together for a long time. And Mr. Bill knew how happy Henry got when it snowed, especially when the rivers froze over. Very close to where Henry lived was a place called the Dams. And the dams were 3 different, they were like rivers, but not rivers. They were like dams. They were just areas of water where ducks and fish and people would walk, and it was very pretty. It was like a big pond, but bigger than a pond. They were called the Dams. Mr. Bill took Henry for walks around the dams almost every day because they lived very close. And they had this special agreement. When it snowed and the dams froze over, well, that was Henry's time to shine. Mr. Bill would let him off his leash, only at times when he knew that the dam was really, really frozen, by the way. You have to be careful sometimes with frozen water, because if it's not completely frozen, it could crack and break open, and then that would not be good for anyone. Sometimes really, really scary things happen. So never go on water that's not completely frozen. Mr. Bill always knew, because it had been cold long enough, the temperatures were just right, and he knew that Henry would be safe. One time when Henry was really, really small, he was watching television with Mr. Bill, and he was watching the ice skating championships. It changed his life forever. He loved how they glided across the ice. They spun, twisted, danced, jumped and spun in the air. Oh my goodness, he was completely lost in the idea of what it would be like to skate. Luckily, Mr. Bill would let Henry off the leash most of the time during their walk, because everyone knew Henry and he was a very nice pug. He wasn't a scary pug. They would say good morning to Mr. Bill, "Morning, Henry," and keep walking by. People were friendly at the dams. It was like everyone knew each other. So because Henry got lots of time off his leash, he got time to roam and sniff, and one day, in the depths of winter, discover that he could ice skate. It was a mistake at first. He slipped out onto the ice, but something magical happened. It was like everything that he saw on TV, he could do very, very easily. He slipped but pulled himself up, held himself on just his two back paws, and span around at least 3 times in like a pirouette. It was amazing. This dog was a natural skater. The first time he did it, Mr. Bill didn't have any clue what was going on, because he'd managed to get himself off the ice and back on track on the path next to Mr. Bill without him even realizing. But as time went by and the years went by, Mr. Bill discovered every winter that Henry was very excited about going to the dams. And it became apparent eventually that Henry could ice skate like a champion. It was a small village where they lived in England, and word kind of got around about Henry and his ice skating. People didn't believe it at first. Mr. Bill would invite them. "I'll be at the dams at noon on Friday. Why don't you come see? Come see for yourself." Little did Mr. Bill know, but in Henry's sweetest dreams, he dreamed of crowds and crowds of people cheering his name, clapping. He dreamed of that. So without even realizing, Mr. Bill was slowly but surely making Henry's dreams come true. Over the week, Mr. Bill had told many, many people that he would be there at noon on Friday. He'd lost count how many people he'd told. Henry had been practicing on their daily walks, new moves, new jumps, new twists. Henry could barely sleep, he was so excited. Thursday night, wow, that was the longest night ever. Luckily, Mr. Bill had trouble sleeping sometimes too, and he listened to meditations with Corey, and that helped him fall asleep, and it helped Henry fall asleep. And the next day he woke up bright and chipper, full of life after a good night's sleep. He had his breakfast, and the morning went as usual. Mr. Bill sensed for some reason that Henry was very excited, and he even played ice skating DVDs so that Henry could watch. He was actually enthralled, as usual, at all the different brilliant moves that they pulled there on the ice. He especially liked couples ice skating, but knew that probably there was no chance in the world he would ever meet another pug that could ice skate just like Henry. But he loved to watch the couples skate, how they did everything in sync. It was so romantic and peaceful and just brilliant how they did all that work together. It was 11:30, time for their walk to the dams. Today was a especially good day because it was raining and snowing. Henry's two favorite things together. How perfect is that? When they got to the dams, he couldn't believe his eyes. At least 30 different people were there waiting for Mr. Bill. Morning, 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 Bill, morning, morning, Henry. Are you ready for your skating? Some of the people laughed as if they were doubting what was going to happen. Which, can be expected because who would ever think that a pug could ice skate? So Henry wasn't concerned. He understood that people didn't believe that he could do what he could do. But the most important thing here is Henry knew he could ice skate. Who cares what anybody else thinks? That's what Henry thought, which was very smart. That's how we should all be. Who cares what anybody else thinks? I know what I can do. Henry believed in himself, and Mr. Bill believed in him, and that's all that he needed in the world. He took his time and got out slowly onto the ice. Felt the cool ice underneath his paws, closed his eyes and took a nice deep breath. This is my time. My time to have crowds of people watching over me as I skate. Just like TV. I'll try my best. That's all I can do is try my best. He made his way out onto the ice, and a couple people said, "Oh, this is going to be funny. I think Mr. Bill's got a bit of a screw loose in his head, thinking his pug can ice skate," said one particular fella. Henry paid no attention. Stood still, took another deep breath, lifted his front paws, and did, for the first time, 5 spins in a row. That was just the beginning of his performance. He glided like an angel on the ice. All around he did pirouettes, he did figures of 8. He spun on one leg, one paw. At one point, And it was so fast, spinning, 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 spinning. You could barely see what part of his body was what. It was fantastic. He had this thing where he would spin on his left front paw and his left back paw and do like a circle where his body was leaning back. And it was as if he was almost touching the ground as he span around. The balance was amazing. He was spinning like a champion, skating like a professional. He was in his dreams. He was living his dreams. Henry was a star in that village. People were clapping. Even the fella that doubted him. My goodness! I would have never believed it in a million years, Bill. Your dog can skate. Yes, I know, said Mr. Bill. I told you. In the meantime, Henry was out there. He was just lost in his own world of performing, skating, feeling the ice underneath his little paws. He was brilliant. When he came to the side of the ice, there was a white puff of fur with a pinkish brown nose that he'd never seen before. He got closer to Mr. Bill, and closer to the white puff of fur, and even closer, and then he realized it was another pug. It was another pug that was very cute. He got on to the ground and off of the ice, and Mr. Bill was talking to Janine from the village, and Janine had just got a new puppy, and her name was Julia. This was Julia. Henry sniffed her face, wagged his tail. Julia wagged her tail, and they sniffed each other's faces and sniffed each other's bodies, got to know each other. Julia said, "Oh, I like how you can skate. Would you teach me how to skate?" Henry wagged his tail, the most he's ever wagged his tail, and said, "Of course I will. It would be my pleasure." Now Henry and Julia's skating together is a completely other story, and I'll tell you that sometime in the future. But how cool is that? Dreams really do come true, don't they? Let's get completely comfortable and ready to fall to sleep now. Just listen to the music and listen to the rain, and make sure that your eyes are closed. You can lay on your side or in your most comfortable position. Prepare yourself to start to fall to sleep and maybe dream of ice skating. Relax your head into your pillow. Let go of your day. See if you can try and clear your mind. And just focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. You're all nice and warm inside and snug as a bug in your bed as it rains outside. You're so lucky. Be grateful for your wonderful warm bed and all of the people that love you and all of the wonderful things that you have in your room as you start to let your body relax. It's always nice to be grateful, yes? Makes your heart get full and warm and fuzzy when we're grateful for everything we have in the world. Relax your shoulders. Let your shoulders get heavy and sleepy. Notice how the weight of your covers is starting to relax your entire body already. Your chest and your tummy and your ribs all relax. Just let your body get heavier and heavier, starting to get more sleepy. Feels nice to just let your body slow down and completely relax. Your back, the top of your back, the middle of your back, and the base of your spine are all relaxed and sleepy. Just let your hips soften, the tops of your legs, your knees, all the way down to your feet. Everything is comfortable and warm and snug as a bug. Your mind is starting to get sleepy. Your cells, your bones, everything in your body is very, very relaxed and tired. Just let your body go with it. Just listen to the rain coming down and let that relax your entire body.